Good evening, good afternoon, rather, or whatever you watch is good people. How's it going, man? How's it going? We are here for our Victory Monday. I guess we'll call it a celebration. You know, we beat the Aints, so that's always a good thing. But welcome in, man. We're gonna do our player grades today, as we typically always do. Win, lose, or draw after games. We're gonna come in. We're gonna do our player grades. Um, Also, I want to have an honest conversation today as well. You know, we're just gonna sit down. We're gonna chat. You know, we just gonna have a real honest conversation about the team that we root for. And if you watch this, you don't root for the Falcons. We'll just enjoy the conversation. But I want to have a real honest conversation. Sure, we can even call it a heart to heart about these dirty birds. You know, I want to have that too. You know what I'm saying? So welcome in, man. I appreciate everybody coming in. As you do come in, make sure to hit the like button. If you're watching this on YouTube, you know, as I always say, that's the best way to show me any kind of gratitude, thanks, love, appreciation is hitting that like button. It definitely helps the channel grow and helps the videos get out there. Also, Facebook crew, what's happening? What's going on with y'all? Make sure that you hit that like button for me as well. You know, and that way we can get in Mark Zuckerberg's algorithm also. You know what I'm saying? So thank you in advance. But welcome in, man. Of course, I'm going to be your host, and my name is Toddy. And yes, once again, it is officially Victory Monday after sending the Aints back home to hold that L, which is always a good thing. You know, beating them, always a good thing. And that was a really important game, you know what I'm saying? Because the all-time series was tied. So if we'd had a loss yesterday, that means they would have a one-game lead on the all-time series, which I don't think they've ever had before in their pitiful existence. So that was a very important game, you know, yesterday. Also, some jaws might have been on the line as well, you know, but we'll chop it up. We'll talk about that also as well. I want to welcome everybody in, man. Let's check out who checking us out thus far. I got my dog Seth in the building. This is what it do. What's going on, Seth? How you doing, bro? How you feeling? What's popping with you? He says just third string quarterback and their O line giving up 46 sacks. Yeah, we talked in the chat Seth before I went live, man. There's no way we should lose to the Jets. As I told you when we was texting back and forth, man, I anticipate us to win that game by a minimum of 10 points. You know, so don't go out there playing Atlanta. Go up there, handle your business, do what you need to do what you're supposed to do. They shouldn't have no kind of life when they play us this upcoming weekend. So we need to really go up there and handle our business straight up. So what else we got checking in? Marlon checking in. What's up, Marlon? How you feeling, bro? What's going on? Says, what's up, Atlanta Bird game? We're gonna have to put our dog at 24 and GW17 and let them go toe to toe. Hey, it's like I was just telling Seth, man. This next game, Marlon, man, I anticipate us to dominate. You know, I want us to have our first real dominant game of the season. You know, meaning that we're just dominating from start to finish. A convincing victory. That's what I want to see from this team. I'm yet to really see that from the Atlanta Falcons so far this season. Who else we got in here? Joey, what's up? What's happening? What's Joey? How you feeling, bro? What's going on with you? We got Alberto checking in. What's going on, Alberto? Says, do you smell what the dirty birds are cooking? What's up, bro? What's happening with you, Alberto? I appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you, bro. My dog C-Dub is checking in that bell there. Says, what's up, Tyler? Let's talk. What's happening with C-Dub? How you feeling, man? What's going on? David Starr checking in here. What's up, bro? How you feeling, David? What's going on with you, man? Big Ron Thomas in here. Appreciate you following through, Ron. Says, what's up? What's happening with you, Ron? C-Dub says, how are y'all doing in here? We got Lisa checking in as usual. Says Victory Monday. What's up, Lisa? How you feeling? How you doing? I'm sure you was at the game yesterday. And from what I've heard, I didn't make the game yesterday, but from what I heard, man, that game was live. It was lit in there yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So hey, I hope everybody's having a good Monday afternoon right now, Eastern Standard Time. Miss Francis in the building. How you doing today, Francis? Says, hey, Tight End fan. Just glad we won and who we stay at. Hold on. I'm glad we won and stay on the straight road till we win the division. Really can't keep making all those interceptions. I definitely agree with you on that. Let's ring the bell on that. Hey, man, them turnovers, you got to cut them turnovers down. Definitely agree with you on that, Francis. Definitely agree. Let's see, Davis says, Ritter fans, calm down. We're still only averaging 17 points per game with him at the helm. Oh, David banging on the Desmonds early in the show. Tell you, hey man, calm down, calm down, calm down. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and let's do the. We normally do the grades at the end. We do the talking at the beginning, but let's flip it this week. Let's go ahead and get the grades out of the way now, and then we'll do our talking toward the end. So we're gonna flip it this time. That way we can make sure we get the grades done. So yeah, let's get to the grades, man. Y'all know how it go. Y'all know how it works. What we do for those who may be new to how we do the grades. We're gonna grade our players on their performance yesterday against New Orleans. We're gonna use a scholastic grading system. We're gonna be using A plus to F. A plus to F. I'll call out the players and then make sure to type in the chat. What do you think their grades were? We're gonna do our defense. We're gonna do our offense also. So we're gonna go through that. We'll get started as well. Rusty Moore Jr. checking in. What's happening with you, Rusty, bro? I appreciate you coming through. Says another game we're on offense with 3 top 10 picks the last 3 years failed to score 20 points. It's sad, bro. It's really sad. It's sad. But let some of these folks tell it that was a good game from Dez, delaying the inevitable. Totally agree. Me and Rusty, a lot of times we have the same kind of perspective and opinions on the team a lot of times. Of course, we don't agree all the time. Nobody does, but I totally feel him on that. I absolutely agree. One of the things that I've been saying myself, like, hey man, you start off a rebuild with 3 top 8 offensive skill position players. You can't put up points. You can't. And these are top 8 picks. One of them was a top 4 pick, and you're not putting up points. So, did you really rebuild? Did you really rebuild? So, you're absolutely right, Rusty. I got Uncle Steve in the building. Y'all make sure to check out Uncle Steve also on YouTube. If you watch a lot of me, then you already know Uncle Steve, so he really needs no introduction. But if you're not already subscribed, make sure to show him some love on his YouTube channel. Run up the subs, run up the comments, run up the likes. And I'm sure my old Uncle Steve will also be doing the Monday Minutia today. Steve, forgive me for not remembering the time correctly, but it's normally at 6 or 7. But check him out regardless of what the time is. C-Dub says, and I forgot to read a comment. I love Jesse. I be needing some of them sound bites myself, Steve. Let's see. C-Dub says, I heard a few shows saying this was one of Dez's best games. Man, threw 2 in the cell. Man, let's ring the bell. Ooh, man, you might. Woo, I don't know who said that, bro. I don't know. I think sometimes when we win, people be in such a rush and a hurry to just compensate for what Desmond has been missing or still obviously missing talent-wise. So just by us winning, a lot of times people will say, well, he had a good game, we won. He had a good game, we won, And it'd be like, yeah, we did win, but we won despite mediocre quarterback play. We won despite that. But you're going to get to a point in time where you're not going to be playing these cupcake teams. It's going to be a point in time eventually where you're going to run into some real formidable opponents, who your quarterback not going to be able to win a game throwing 2 interceptions and throwing sub 180 yards. And I think that's what a lot of us fans, we be looking at a lot of times. We be looking at it. Yeah, it's good to win. Yeah, we all happy we beat New Orleans, but some of us don't just get caught in that moment. Some of us actually do look toward the future. And I don't know why some people have kind of ingrained this in their mind frame that as a fan, you shouldn't look at the future. You shouldn't look into the future. You shouldn't look at, okay, what the team is going to look like in 2024 season, the 2025 season, based on our guys who we got under contract, our older guys, expiring contracts. I don't understand why people don't think fans should think like that. I promise y'all, I can promise y'all the Atlanta Falcons think like that. They ain't gonna come out here and say it publicly, but they think like that. You know, they're thinking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ahead. So I mean, I don't know. You know, I guess as a fan, some people think we're just supposed to be model sheep. You know, hey, just stick in the moment, guy. You know, don't veer too far ahead. That you're not supposed to do that as a fan. Just stick here in the sheep herd with the rest of the sheep, and don't think too far ahead, buddy. Those people, man. You know, those are normally the people I debate a lot of times. You know, because I'm gonna think ahead. I'm gonna think about the future. You know, I'm gonna think about the salary cap next year. You know, I'm gonna think about the guys that are 31, 32 years old who only got 1 or 2 years left on their deal. You know, what would it save if we let this guy go? He ain't really productive no more. But hey, that's me. That's gonna be part of our conversation. So let me hurry up and get to the grades, and that way I don't get too far ahead of myself. Uncle Steve said he will be on tonight at 7:15 tonight. So yeah, y'all make sure to check out Steve on the Monday Minutia on his channel 7:15 tonight. So y'all make sure to go over there. I'll be over there watching also as well. But my dog Earn Money got the new name. Let's see if I can pronounce this. Manny with the sauce. Let's ring the bell for a name change for my dog Earn Money. Well, formerly Earn Money, now Manny with the sauce. What's happening with you, Manny? What's up, Tyler? That was a terrible game from Dez. Luckily, it was the Saints. Oh, man, my bad. Luckily, it was the Aints, and we were in a weak division. Did Kyle Pitts get any targets? Man, free Kyle Pitts. Come on, let's ring the bell for it. Actually, we got a new symbol for Kyle. We're going to beat the drums for Kyle Pitts, man. Free Kyle Pitts, man. Good night. Kyle had 2 catches. What, 22 yards? Oh, Lord. 2 catches for 22 yards. That's the 4th overall pick by the Falcons. They kickstarted a rebuild. Oh, free Kyle Pitts. Please free him. Free Kyle Pitts, man. And y'all know it ain't about the person. But he need to be free, man. He need to be free. Pun intended, let that man take flight. Let him rise up. Free Kyle Pitts. Please, Terry Fontenot. Free Kyle Pitts, man. Do us all a solid. Free Kyle Pitts. Big Mike in the building. What's happening with you, Mike? What's going on? What's popping with you? C-Dub says exactly these folks are like we are really good, but man, we struggle with these so-called easy schedule. Yeah, I am real and blunt. That's why I mess with you, C-Dub. I love it about you, bro. You know, hey, man, we're going to call it like we see it, man. You know, you can like it or love it, but if that's how we see it, that's how we going to say it. That's how we're going to say it. Definitely. Self says 92-yard pick 6, left eye waterfalls and whooping the Aints remind me of the late 80s and the early. Let's ring the bell for the left eye and the waterfalls reference. Also, little bit of music history, since we got Steve over here, who is definitely a music historian. Organized Noise produced that song. You know, Rico Wade, Sleepy Brown, you know, they produced that song. Which I want to say, and Steve, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was actually TLC's biggest hit record in their career. But yeah, the guys who brought us Outkast and Goody Mob, they produced that song. So, you know, and I love me some TLC. Man, I used to be crazy about Left Eye when I was young. Boy, that whoo. I used to love me some Left Eye. I love me some Left Eye. But let me stay on track. My dog Travis in the building. What's happening with you, bro? Says, what's up, big dog? Good Wednesday. Got to clean up. Shout out to Bait. Shout out to JB3. That boy been balling. That's definitely been a great acquisition for us thus far. My guy Hal in the building. What's up with your house? It's a damn shame. Kyle Pitts in the wrong scheme. Yeah, free Kyle Pitts, man. Hashtag free Kyle Pitts. Free that man. Free that man. You know, free Kyle Pitts, man. Free Kyle Pitts. Boy. He definitely need to be free. Roger says if we make the playoffs, it will be as the 4th seed. Dallas or Philly basically guaranteed the 5th. I have no desire to see us get blown out on national television by either one of them teams. Oh, that'll be a tough task, man. Especially if we happen to draw Philly. Oh. And they got everything that we struggle against. Mobile athletic quarterbacks, strong defensive fronts. Ooh, boy, that would be a tough task for us. Tough task. Yeah, it's turnovers, man. Damn turnovers. Damon checking in. What's happening with you, Damon? Says, what's good, Titan Mike? I'm chilling, man. I hope you're doing well here on this nice Monday afternoon. Lisa says, do you think Fonda will be looking for a quarterback in next year's draft? Man, ooh. Man, Lisa, you know not to ask me that. I end up going on a tangent. But yes, he definitely should. He definitely should. That should be our first round pick without a doubt. Go get your guy, Terry. Please, Terry, go get your guy. Even if that means you got to butt heads with whoever's the head coach of the team at the time, because I'm not positive it's going to be FedEx. But Terry, go get your quarterback, bro. Go get him. Please go get your guy. Please, Terry, go get your guy. But yes, ma'am, Lisa, to answer your question, yes, I think we should in the first round. I know there's a chance we could possibly go the veteran route next year. But I would rather draft the guy. Because if you whatever veteran you bring in regards to a quarterback, because ain't no good ones gonna be a free agent next year. So you're gonna have to probably trade for somebody, and it's gonna cost. I'd rather just bring in a rookie. You're still gonna have Taylor on the contract. You're still gonna have Desmond Ridder on the contract. So I would rather just bring in a rookie, and you can take advantage of 4 years of a rookie contract. Because that's one benefit that we do have, even though we desperately need a franchise quarterback. But one advantage we do have is we don't have a franchise quarterback contract on the roster. So until that happens, we're going to have a whole lot of flexibility financially as far as the salary cap goes. So, although we desperately need a real deal, legit quarterback, not being tied into one of those contracts at the time, it allows us to, dip in and out as far as contracts go. We can essentially do what we want to until we sign somebody to $45 to $55 million per year, which is the going rate for franchise quarterbacks right now. Uncle Steve says, yes, 8 weeks at number 1 on the pop charts. Okay, let's ring the bell for me knowing that. Yeah, I was a big TLC fan. I was a huge TLC fan. Big TLC. I still bump TLC Crazy Sexy Cool now. I still listen to that in the car when I'm riding, and I be blasting it too. I'm like, y'all gonna know I came from the 80s. You know what I'm saying? I listen to music through the golden era of the 90s. John Harris in the building with the eye test. Y'all make sure to show some love to the eye test also on YouTube. That's John and Winston. If you're not already subscribed, let's go ahead and subscribe to them now. Show them some love on their YouTube channel. Run up the subs, run up the likes, also run up the comments. Appreciate you. The eye test is we gotta have a combo about T.I. son acting up in the dome. We actually talked about that yesterday, John, on the post game show. We talked about that yesterday, but we can definitely revisit that conversation because it's Falcons related without a doubt. It happened at the Falcons Stadium, so we can definitely have that conversation. We'll have a definitely open forum and talk about what went down. Excuse me, what went down at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Man, dude told me yesterday. He said, "Man, Toddy, the Saints and King lost in the stadium at the same time yesterday." Mike says defense bailed Ritter out. Yeah, that's kind of a common thing. You're right, Mike. Kind of a common thing. David says also love something wicked this way with 3,000 doing an intro on TLC's Crazy Sex Cool. Yeah, let's beat the drum for that. We gotta beat the drum for that. Yeah, and that's David, if I'm not mistaken, that's the last song on the CD. Look at me saying CD, but that's the last song on the CD if I'm correct. And I don't know if y'all know this. Now I'm gonna ask y'all. Let's TLC trivia. Since we talking TLC and since David brought up the song, I love that verse by Dre. Wasn't too hot on the beat, but I love that verse. Do y'all know one thing about Outkast? They never been a group that got themselves involved in a lot of beef, because if you're a fan of rap music, unfortunately, with rap music comes rap beef, competition, whatever you want to call it, competitive nature. And Outkast has always strayed away from that. They really never got involved in that, and nobody really involved themselves with trying to come for Outkast. But the point I'm trying to make is Andre 3000. I don't know how many people know this. I know it's never really talked about a lot. But Andre 3000 actually did somebody on that song. Something Wicked This Way Comes. Does anybody know who 3000 dissed on this TLC track? Does anybody know the person that he dissed? If you know the person that he dissed, put it in the comments. I want to see, does anybody know it? I'm sure somebody knows it, because we are at a Atlanta fan base when we're talking about Atlanta artists, but he definitely dissed somebody on that song. What's up, Chorus? It definitely needs the free pitch here. Please, free Kyle Pitts. Please, free Kyle Pitts. Please, please, please. Damon says, even though I was on the edge of my seat and our Falcons giving me a damn headache, the Benz was lit. I heard that, man. Let's ring the bell for that. I heard it was lit, man. Hey, Nathan came in. He said that was probably the best time he has had in that stadium. So I heard it was off the chain in there. Of course, it's tidy. I have been round with Ritter, but we definitely need to draft the quarterback and keep Ritter as the backup. Let's ring the bell for that, too. I definitely agree. Definitely agree. We're going to talk about that, too. We're definitely going to talk about that. John with the eye test says, on the football side, though, the roller coaster continues. Visit your doc and make sure your meds showing life as a Falcon fan, without a doubt. Shout out to Organized Noah, says Lisa also. Yes, definitely some of my all-time favorite producers. And what I've always loved about them is they didn't really sample anything. That was all original. And that's what made their music so magical and unique to me. They weren't doing a lot of sampling. I don't even know if they really did any sampling. Mac Town in the building. What's happening with your Mac Town? Says, what's good time at Bird Gang? What's pop with your Mac Town? How you feeling today, bro? What's going on? Let's see. Cell says, hammer on the sidelines. Man, I don't even remember if I had my driver's license yet. I didn't have a license when during the too legit to quit era. I definitely didn't have mine at the time. I think I was like 12, 13 at that point in time. But that was my favorite Falcons, the 1991 Birds. What's up, Anthony? How you feeling, bro? Says, what's up, Titus? Shout out to AJ with the signature Undertaker choke slam he did on the live. But in all seriousness, the ground game yesterday looked great, but I still don't trust the play calling, and don't sleep on the Jets. They can't score, but the defense still dangerous. You're right. They got a good defense, boy. They hadn't lost Aaron Rodgers this year. Woo. They might have been a real scary team. Yep, you got it, David. It was Michael Jackson. Yep, 3000 dissed Michael Jackson in that song. So if you wasn't aware of that, go back and listen to it from TLC album, and you'd be like, oh, dang, he did diss Michael Jackson. And I don't know where that came from, but that was back when that was before Andre became 3000. He was just still Dre at the time, So he was a little more rough around the edges, I guess I'll say. But yeah, he dissed Michael Jackson in that song. C Dub says, K to be Arthur Smith. G, what's happening with you? G, where you been, man? I ain't seen in a minute. What been going on with you? Mike Easy, what's happening? Honestly, Pitts doesn't look 100%. His route running is lazy. Mike Easy, his route running I've always called it dusty routes. Kyle Pitts runs some of the most dusty routes you're gonna see, man. With that said, free Kyle Pitts. I just free Kyle Pitts, man. Free that man. Our brother says Andre of Outkast 95 Source Words the South got something to say. Let's ring the bell for that. Yes, that's one of the most legendary rap statements / quotes in rap history. People are still saying that 30 years later. The South got something to say. And it wasn't even in a song, a video. He just said that on the award show, and it was just so prophetic. So shout out to Outkast, man. Shout out to Outkast. And y'all, I've been vibing to New Blue Sun. I know some people that ain't really their thing, but I've been vibing to it, man. It really helps me sleep, and just I've been vibing with it, man. I've been vibing with it. So if it ain't your thing, don't give up on it, just yet. Sit on it a little bit and see if it comes around. Mac Town says Austin called a pretty good game yesterday. I agree with that, but I think we still need to be open to a new head coach and OC. I'm definitely open to that myself. All right, y'all. So let's go to the player grades, man, so we can get our conversation, man. Don't want to be here too long. So let's get started with our grades. Y'all know how I go. We grading from A to F. Who shall we start with? Let's start with somebody I don't think we've graded yet on the show. Let's start with DeMarco Hellams. DeMarco Hellams yesterday, he had 7 total tackles, 4 solo tackles. He had 3 assists. That's DeMarco Hellams. He had 7 total tackles, 4 solo tackles, and 3 assists. What grade would y'all give Hellams for yesterday? Make sure to comment your grade in the comment section. Let's see what grade we're going to give Hellams also. So comment that for me. Let's cut the music. Yeah, so what grade would you give Hellams for yesterday? Lisa says, was it MJ? Yep, it was Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. Dre threw him a very I won't call it a subtle, because he didn't say his name, but he was very direct on who he was going at. But it was Michael Jackson. Back when that song originally came out. Let's see, for Hellams, David Starr says B plus. Not bad for his debut. I agree. G says a B. Anthony Moss says C. I want to see more of him. MacTown says a B. Mike Easy say a C plus. And we are grading DeMarco Hellams. So it looks like thus far, he's gotten some very, very good grades. Uncle Steve says a C plus. And we're grading DeMarco Hellams. Big Mike says a B minus for Hellams. All right, so overall, Hellams had, based on what y'all are telling me, it looks like overall he had a pretty decent game, pretty good game based on the grades. Rusty says a B. So he talked ish and got a penalty for it, but I like the toughness. I like that too. Something this soft team is missing, need more like him. I definitely can agree with you on that. Trey, what's up, Trey? What's going on with you, bro? Says a C plus. Seth says Hellams gets an A plus for continuing the dirty Birds on the 15 yards against the Aints. I think you saying penalty there if I'm reading that correct. Albert, what's up with you, bro? How you been, man? Says C plus. Didn't see much overall. 300 passing yards ain't a good showing for the DBs except for MVP Bates. Yeah, I think Bates is going to be going to the All Pro team also. Not sure if he'll be first team, but I think he'll at least be second team All Pro. Alberto says a B. All right, so we're gonna grade. That was DeMarco Hellams. We was great. Let's go to our next player. Let's go to let's see who we want to go to next. Let's go to Jeff Okudah. I think he had a pretty interesting game yesterday, so I want to know what y'all think. Let's grade Jeff Okudah for yesterday. He had a total of 8 tackles. 7 tackles were solo tackles. He had 1 assisted tackle. And that's it. So we're grading Jeff Okudah for yesterday. He didn't have any passes defended either. So we're grading Jeff Okudah. What grade would you give Jeff Okudah for his performance yesterday against New Orleans, y'all? So let's see what we got. We got a David gives him a D. Got beat way too much. Yeah, he took some bad angles too on some of those plays. Also, I agree with you on that, David. Mike Easer says gave him an L. I can dig it, man. He didn't. I don't think he played relatively well yesterday, so I can understand it. Albert says Okudah got a C minus. Got beat twice, but made some game saving tackles. Lisa said that song had me saying, "What the F is going on?" I like how Dre. Yeah, I do too. Dre always been like real creative like that, man. Always been creative like that. What the cuff is going on. Yeah, I think that's how he said it, if I remember that lyric correctly. MacTown says a C minus. Self says a B plus, no TDs. G says a C minus. Hold on. G. Then we got Mike Easy. He was getting smoked like a swisher. Shout out to swishers. Uncle Steve gives him a C minus. Mike gives him a C. Anthony says C. He gets too grabby when he has to press up. Yeah, he does. Corey gives him I give Okudah a C. He started a little rocky, but he did better as the game went on. Trey Airlines says C minus, but saved the touchdown on the edge. He did. You definitely right. You definitely right. He gave up some. He definitely gave us some passing yards yesterday. But I think as somebody said before you, he kind of settled down as the game progressed. All right, so let's go to our next player, y'all. Next up, we're gonna have I would say him, but he didn't. You don't have a lot of stats. Let's see who we're gonna go with next. Let's go Caden Ellis, y'all. Let's go Caden Ellis, one of our starting linebackers. Caden had a total of 6 tackles, 4 solo tackles, 2 assisted tackles. He actually had 2 tackles for loss, and he had 1 pass defended. So again, we are grading Caden Ellis, and I will give y'all his stat line again. 6 total tackles, 4 solo tackles, 2 assisted tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 1 pass defended. We're grading Caden Ellis. What grade would y'all give for Caden Ellis, if you don't mind dropping those grades in the comment section for me, please? A1 gives him a C. What's up with you, Chris? And also, y'all make sure to check out A1 Forever right here on YouTube. Does a lot of great Georgia sports content. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. Run up the likes, run up the comments. Also, show him a lot of love. Great content created. But he does give him a C. A1 Forever gives him a C. David Starr says A. Made very important tackles when we needed. Seth gives him a B. Big Mike gives him a B minus. Anthony gives him a B plus. That game was personal. Yep. You can see it out there too. G gives him a B. Alberto says A minus. Important tackles. Albert says C plus. He missed some tackles. Crazy Landman is our best linebacker. No one saw that coming. Yeah, I love Nate Landman's game, man. I love his game. Love his game. And I really think we need to lock him in long term. You know, I love Nate Landman's game. Love his game. A1 Forever gives him an A minus. Mike Easy says a B. A1 Forever said the C was a typo. Okay, so we've upgraded from a C to an A minus. Trey Airline says Ellis equal Keith Brookins C minus, great against the run, but suspect against the pass. Uncle Steve says Caden gets a B plus. Was on a mission with every tackle. Above you, Steve, that he was on a it was personal. You can tell how he played yesterday as well. MacTown says B. We need to blitz more. I can agree with that also. Because unfortunately, you know, we don't create a whole lot of pass rush. So maybe the blitz will help us get opposing quarterbacks off their spot more often. But those are some pretty good grades for Caden. Let's go to our next person, y'all. Let's see what we're gonna do next. You know what? This one should be interesting. I'm interested to hear what y'all gonna say about this guy. Let's go with Mr. Richie Grant. Let's go Richard Rich. Yesterday, Richie had a total of 4 tackles, 3 solo tackles, 1 assisted tackle. And he also had 1 pass defended as well. And again, we are grading safety Richie Grant for yesterday's game against New Orleans. 4 total tackles, 3 solo tackles, 1 assisted tackle, and 1 pass defended. What grade would y'all give for Richie Grant on yesterday? So drop those in the comments for me. Let's see. A1 Phelps says Lamb is a freaking stud. Yes, he is. I love Nate Dawes' game, man. He's quickly becoming one of my favorite players on the team. And he balled out during preseason also. He was balling during preseason. He was making his presence felt in preseason. Like, look, I'm going to make this team. Y'all are going to see me all year. I'm making this team. So, yeah, I love what I see from Nate Landman, man. C-Dub gives him a C. Let's see. David says D. Still talking about him out of position. Get rid of him. Oh, man. Seth gives him a D+. C-Dub gives him a C for Grant. Trey says a B minus. He looked better than previous weeks. There was some slight improvement because these last couple games beforehand, boy, it's been pretty bad for him. A1 for Elvis is a G for Grant. That's worse than F. Mike Easy gives him a C minus. Anthony Moss is C. He didn't do anything to mess it up, so that's a fair grade. G says D, and I'm just being nice because we won the game. Dang, D. I met G. Albert says C. Finally broke up a pass against a tight end. Richie gets an F because he was a high second round pick and does not play like it ever. Hey, let's ring the bell for that. Hey, I can go for it, man. You know, those expectations are higher the higher you are as far as the draft pick goes. I can understand that. Uncle Steve says most improved to a D. Ooh, whoa. Uh I test says a C. That's John. Big Mike says a C. Mac Time says D, not feeling Grant. C Dub says Lamon as an A plus. That warrior effort is awesome. Yes, I definitely agree with you on that. Corey says a B. C for Grant. Okay, so a C for Grant. So Richard Grant still struggling, uh, based on the grades, man. So let's go next to you know what? Let's go here. I think this person deserves to get graded because for whatever reason we don't grade him a lot, but let's grade him today. Let's go at Mr. Calais Campbell, which I'm pretty sure he's the oldest person on the team, but he's still playing like a younger cat. But Calais Campbell yesterday, he had a total of 5 tackles, one solo tackle, 4 assisted tackles, and he did have one quarterback hit. So I repeat, we're grading Calais Campbell. Yesterday he had 5 total tackles, one solo tackle. He assisted on 4 tackles, one quarterback hit, and he had one big bear hug on head coach Arthur Smith after the game, and it looked like he took all Arthur Smith's breath. Also with that bear hug. So if you want to include that in your grading system, be my guest. A1 Fellows says Grant worked his way from a Z to a G. That's improvement. Oh man. Uh, John says the AARPB. Okay, I could dig that. David Starr says B plus. Stayed in the Bonds backfield. Yes, he did. G gives Calais Campbell a B. All right, so some pretty nice, decent grades for Campbell thus far. Trey Airlines has a C minus for Calais. Seth gives him an A plus. Says teams are afraid of the Cookie Monster. I'm from Bankhead. I take your cookies. Speaking of Ti, Anthony Moss gives him a C plus. Albert gives him a C plus. We gave up over 300 yards passing and 125 rushing. Glad we just didn't break Sunday. Yeah, we did a lot of bending yesterday. Right about that, but did not break. Definitely right about that. Big Mike gives him a B. C Doug gives him a B. Mac Time gives him a C. And that's for Calais Campbell, y'all. We're grading Calais Campbell. Um, let's go. Mike Easy gives him a B. A1 Forever gives him a B also. So pretty solid grades for Calais for yesterday's game. Pretty active yesterday. So let's do one more defender, then we're gonna roll it over to the offense, y'all. And I'm sure y'all know who and why we left this person for last. Corey Sherman says a B for Calais. So let's go to one of the talk of the town or talk of the game for yesterday. We'll go ahead and we'll get his grade because I'm sure we're going to see some pretty high marks. Steve says Calais Campbell, ironically a C. Okay, this will be interesting. Says good against the run, but his age and a little injury starting to make me wonder. And that's understandable too because I think we gave him $7 million. I think if I remember correctly, Steve, for 1 year. So it'll be interesting to see what direction that he takes next year when his contract runs out with Atlanta, if he'll continue playing or if he'll just decide to retire. Um, but let's go to Mr. Jesse Bates. Let's go to Jesse Bates, and I'm gonna give y'all his stat line. Also, not that I even really need to read it off because I got a feeling to know what the grade's gonna look like, but we got to grade him. Jesse Bates yesterday, he led the team in tackles. Jesse Bates had 12 total tackles yesterday. 7 of those were solo tackles. He assisted on 5 tackles. He forced a fumble yesterday. He had 1 pass defended yesterday. He had an interception yesterday. He had a pick 6 that had the stadium rocking yesterday. 92 yards for a touchdown. 92 yards. And I'm not going to even repeat his stat line because I already know what these grades are about to look like. So I don't need to repeat them. Davis is A plus. Without his 10 points, he saved us. We lose yesterday. Probably so. Albert says AP1 for Bates. A plus one. I think this is A plus. Because he should be first team all pro without question. I can agree with that. A1 says facts. I was juggling between a C and a B myself. G says an A plus for Jesse Bates. Mike Easy gives him an A plus. Anthony says an A. Just single handedly kept us in the game. Seth Thomas put him on the Dean's list. Let's ring the bell for that. Let's ring the bell for putting him on the Dean's list. Trey says the A plus. Argue with your man. Mac Town says A plus. Best free agent pickup for sure. Definitely, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. Mike Easy says player of the game. If you ask me. C Dubs says Bates MVP of the game, A plus. A1 Forever says A plus. Big Mike, A plus. Corey, A. Alberto Bates, freaking graduated honors. Let's ring the bell for that. John says A with Atlanta United supporter shield. I dig it. Russ is mad as hell at Bates. If he don't get that pick six and force fumble, we lose and Arthur is fired. And we definitely drafted a quarterback this year. He said he's bum's job, A for performance, F for circumstances. So Russ is doing a little banging on just Bates also for playing well. C Dust's punch out was what saved us the game for sure. Travis says A plus all pro. Dirty Dan, what's happening? Says A plus hands down. That has been one of our best free agent pickups. I agree with you on that, Dan. Carlo Wiggins is clutch and situational awareness through the roof. Uncle Steve says Jesse A with extra credit. 2 plays literally won the game. Let's ring the bell for that. Because I definitely agree, man. Definitely agree. That's like his second game that I can remember. I remember, was it the Green or Carolina game? You know. Yes, so, hey man, it's been a big pickup for us, man. A1 says that's an excellent comment. Dean's definitely is. Trey says he definitely gets the game ball. I definitely agree. Yeah, so man, hey man, just a base, man. We already knew what that was, man. He played his ass off, man, and we needed it. We definitely need it. Definitely need it. Got my bro in the chat also. Black Panther podcast. One of the best Carolina Panther podcasts that you gonna find on YouTube, y'all. So if you want to change it up and diversify it a little bit, make sure to give them brothers a like. They some good brothers and they always delivering great quality content. So show them some love as Falcons fans. You know, go in there and troll with them a little bit too, because we're gonna beat them again. We're gonna beat them again. But no, I'm just playing. But yeah, make sure to run up the comments, run up the likes, and show them some love, show them some Dirty Bird love, man. You know, because they got a great show over there. And what's up with you, Q? Rusty says he literally saved Arthur Smith's job. Let that sink in. JB3 should tell Arthur Smith he won't stock in FedEx. Man, you wild, Rusty. You be coming here banging every day. Let's see. A1 Phelps is worth every red cent. Black Cat Panther podcast that we saw. Yeah, y'all do. Let's ring the bell for that. Let's ring the bell for being able to admit you are trash this season. I definitely agree with you, bro. Definitely agree. But let's see. Let's go to our offense. Let's go to offense now, and then we're gonna do our honest conversation segment, y'all. Let's go to offense right now. We're gonna go quickly through the offense, y'all. Let's see who we want to start with. Let's start with the old man in the backfield. Let's start with Cordero Patterson, y'all. Cordero yesterday, he had 8 rushing attempts for 43 yards. Longest rush of the day was for 12 yards. And also he showed a lot of spirit and emotion out there that I feel like the team needed also. But just to repeat his stat line, we are grading Cordero Patterson 8 rushing attempts, 43 yards. Longest rush of the day was 12 yards. What grade would y'all get an old man back there running the ball yesterday, Cordero Patterson? What grade would y'all give him? Trey says the kid is firing their head coaches. The dumbest they've had 5 coaches in the last 10 years. That's ownership, not the coach. Oh, boy, don't get Q started on that. Boy, don't get Q started on their owner, boy. Oh, y'all think we hate Arthur Smith? Boy, they do not like their owner at all. At all. David Starr says B plus, ran hard. Seth says an A. Albert says CP 484's energy makes the whole team go period. I agree. I definitely agree. He's this team's Roddy White. I can definitely agree with you on that. G says B, he brought the energy yesterday. C Dub says Cordero Patterson gets an A. He gets the hate on the Saints. I love it. Trey says A for CP. He set the tone early, especially in the second quarter. I do agree. Definitely agree. Um, John with the eye test says A minus or is that A dash? He showed some old man strength. Yeah, he did. He showed that old man strength. Old man come by and just pop you in the chest one good time just to let you know he still got it. Anthony says B plus. It's hard to give him more touches with the running backs we have, but CP told y'all he got plenty left in the tank. You absolutely right. You absolutely right. He said on his Twitter also. B plus. He was running like a battering ram. Yes, he was. Definitely was. Lisa says base contributions yesterday were huge. This is a different game without his defense. He was the valedictorian of the game. A plus. Definitely agree on that because he has came up huge for us. We paid him a lot of money, but so far he showed, hey man, I'm worth it. Y'all didn't waste your money on me. Let's see. Mike says B plus. Love is fire. A1 says B for Cordero. Mac Town says B plus, brought the energy and still trucking cat, still going with it. Still going. Uncle Steve says C plus, I'm sorry, CP Cordero Patterson. B plus, best game this year. Though I still think he has lost some speed. I see that too. He has definitely lost some speed, and also you can tell he's lost a little bit of that elusiveness that we saw when he initially got to Atlanta. And it's probably a combination of age, of course, and also battling injuries. You do see that also. So it looks like now he's relying more on just his brute strength to get the yards that he needs. What some people mentioned earlier in the comments. So I definitely agree with you on that, Steve. Carla, what's up, bro? Says B, but CP got them boys turned up. Yes, he did. Definitely did. Definitely did. Lisa says 3 is special. Caden Ellis. All right, so we got some good grades that came in for Cordero. So let's go to our next person on offense. Let's see what we got next. Let's go with this Champagne Poppy because y'all know we didn't have a lot of passing yards, so we ain't gonna have many receivers we can do, but we'll do Drake London. Drake had 7 targets yesterday, 5 receptions, 91 receiving yards, and the longest reception of the day was 29 yards. So once again, 5 receptions of 7 targets, 91 yards. Longest reception was 29 yards. What grade would y'all give for Drake London yesterday? Drop those in the comments for me if you don't mind. Albert says CP is the perfect vet for Bijan. He can help him improve on those wide receiver routes. I agree because they kind of got similar styles, if we're being honest, or based on how both are used in Atlanta. So I definitely agree. Alberto says B plus for Drizzy. Always makes those 5 catches feed him more. I agree. Steph says an A. Big Mike says a B plus. G says a B. And we are grading Drake London, y'all. Drop those grades in the chat for me, please. Let's see. Where is that? Davis's B made his usual ridiculous catch to say the quarterback's completion percentage. Yeah, he known for that, man. He definitely known for making them tough catches. Anthony says B. Drake was on point. Mike Easy says A. Very reliable. That first catch over the middle was crazy. It was. Corey says a B plus. Albert says A for London. I know Ritter is hated a lot, but when he plays 5, usually balls, they have a connection. They definitely got some chemistry without a doubt. Without a doubt, they have chemistry. I really would like to see Ritter develop more chemistry with the other guys on the team, namely Kyle Pitts. Free Kyle Pitts, by the way. But I guess as they say, it is what it is, man. C Dub says Drake London gets a B plus. Could you imagine a quarterback throwing him the ball? Yeah, C Dub. I know what you mean. A1 First says A for Drake. They couldn't do anything with him. Let's see who's next. Jonathan Ites says I'm marking him present because he came to class yesterday. I can dig it. Mac Town says B plus, picked up a big first down. Yes, he did. Huge first down. Trey Airlines says a B. Uncle Steve says Drizzy A, solid performance, especially when he spun out and got the yards after catch. Yes. Drake is not like the fastest receiver, but he has some deceptive speed. His speed is very deceptive. We would call that football speed. It might not show up on the clock, the stop clock or the timing that they used to time the 40. But he does have the deceptive football speed. Trey says really only wants to throw to him. He missed open receivers because he was looking for his boy. I There was one play I think he hit rid of. I'm thinking this was in the first quarter, Trey, and this just probably some of what you're talking about. But I want to say he had Scotty Miller wide open for a touchdown. We did complete the pass, but we missed the touchdown pass. I don't know if y'all picked up on that, but I was like, dang, we had a guy wide open streaking down the field for a touchdown. Well, he had beat the safety. The safety was all out of position. Yeah, Trey. Yep. That's the play. Scotty Miller. I mean, he was open. The safety was beat. I mean, that was money. It was an easy throw too. But yeah, like you say, and looking out for Drake, and that kind of go back with it. So what I just said a moment ago. I wish he would develop better chemistry with other receivers because you miss out on golden opportunities like we saw yesterday. But we still won the game. But I know exactly what you said. I was looking at that like, dang, we miss him. At least that CP is a grown man. His physicality is what I like. Yeah, very, very, very grown man, and I also like his on the field leadership. We got a lot of young guys, especially on offense. Well, specifically on offense, really, and I think he serves as the official big homie / mentor on the offensive side of the ball. It looks like he proudly takes that role too, and that's another thing I do like about him. Trey Alonso still don't know what he's seeing when he lines up in our play. So Trey banging on Desmond. All right, so we're gonna go to our next person on offense, y'all. Like I said, we didn't throw for a lot of yards, so we can't do a lot of pass catches. Free Kyle Pitts, by the way, free Kyle Pitts, free him. So let's go to the running backs now. Let's go to the guy like who's sometimes get lost in the sauce, but he showed himself late yesterday. And that'll be Mr. Tyler Algier. 10 attempts for 64 yards, and his longest run of the day was for 14 yards. He didn't have any receptions. But once again, 10 attempts, 64 yards. The longest run of the day for him was a 14-yard gain. What grade would y'all give for Mr. Algier yesterday? What's your grade? C-Dubs, the CP84 has effect on Drake and Bijan. You can see that. Yeah, you can. And again, that's what a lot of us do love and appreciate about CP. Lisa said the B for London. 81 for Elvis says, yep, I do remember that he missed Miller, but it's all good today. Yep. yeah. So I see everybody pretty much caught that. Albert says TA deserves Tyler Algier, excuse me, deserves an A. He closed the game. My offensive line finally stood up. Offensive line, they played excellent ball yesterday, man. I think I could have got probably 8 yards on 3 carries yesterday, man. The line was fantastic. Self says an A plus. David says a B. The drive to kill the clock was important. It definitely was. Big Mike says B plus, runs hard. Trey says B plus. He was great falling behind CP runs. He definitely was. Mike says a B plus. He kept the chains moving. Yep, which was very important. Close out the game. C-Dubs says Tyler gets a B plus. He was vital in the fourth quarter. Anthony says B plus. Some of our fans forget about him because of Bijan. I agree. Definitely agree. Mac Towns says B. He the closer. Corey says I get Tyler A. Uncle Steve says Tyler A plus. Knows his role and delivers. Yep, indeed. Very well said. A1 says B plus. He needs more carries too, man. Yep, he does. And I guess that's one of the perils of having a lot of skill position guys. It's only one football, only so much football. So I'm sure that becomes an obstacle sometimes with Arthur Smith and his play calling and scheming. And maybe that's why sometimes he seems to get in his own head or get in his own way because he's just like, I need to get Tyler involved. I got to bring CP out the bench. I definitely got to feed Bijan, Kyle Pitts. How do I get him in the offense? But Drake is, So I guess I can kind of see sometimes like how that can be a difficult thing to do as somebody who's trying to, get everybody involved and keep everybody in the groove. But yeah, let's go to our next guy on offense. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Let's go with Mr. Bijan Robinson. Bijan yesterday, He he had a total of 91 rushing yards on just 16 attempts, one rushing touchdown. Longest run of the game was for 17 yards. He also had 3 receptions on 6 targets, so he caught 50% of the balls. I don't know if that's necessarily good, but he had 32 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. Longest catch of the day, of course, was the touchdown. That was 26 yards. Those were a lot of numbers, so let me repeat those, please. Bijan Robinson had 16 attempts for 91 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown. Longest rush of the day was 17 yards. He had 3 receptions and was targeted 6 times, 32 receiving yards, 1 touchdown. Longest catch of the day was, of course, the 26-yard touchdown, which was a great pass by Ritter and a great catch by Bijan. So what grade would you give Bijan Robinson for his performance yesterday? John says, the beef for Algier, I still miss Huntley. Huntley was a dog this last year for us. Trace says, Tidy, I know my I know my homeboy Corey Allen. Corey Allen, like refresh me on exactly who you talking about or what you mean when you say that, Trey. Albert says, I was and still am on the fire out to Smith train. So let's ring the bell. But hearing all the players saying practice was physical and the offensive line was challenged all week, the way they responded, maybe he's finally taking it serious. Let's hope so. Hopefully that'll help us finish strong too. Hopefully. G says a B plus. David Starr says the A. Rushing TD and made the quarterback, made the QB right on his receiving touchdown. Mike says an A plus for that catch alone. Anthony has him at A. Seth has an A plus soft hands and go find the ball. Corey says an A. Albert says A for Bijan. He has to get better as a wide receiver. Many times he looks lost. Yeah, he does. And maybe, man, maybe we're just asking him to do a little too much in terms of being a wide receiver as a rookie, you know. Because that is asking him to do a lot. You know, when you ask him to actually as a running back, a natural running back to run wide receiver routes, you know, maybe it's a little too much on his plate. MacTown says an A. C Dub says that Bijan has to get an A. He came to play and he was the key to beat the Aints. I agree. I test says B for Bijan. Mike Easer says B. He needs to secure the ball better. Tracy, he played with the Dogs wide receiver, came after Hines Ward from Clay. Okay. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yep. Know exactly who you're talking about. Carlos says Junkyard Dog. The quilt the quilted quicker picker upper. I had to slow down to say that, man, to be honest. That was funny as hell. Uncle Steve says Bijan A plus, best offensive player on either side yesterday. I agree with you on that. Trace says B plus, 2 of the passes were quarterback errors. A1 says A for Bijan Robinson. Albert says, I agree, Todd. I think CP84 should take those routes and Bijan can learn from Cordero, come in as a wide receiver before making a check. Yeah, man. I don't know why Arthur don't want to give Cordero routes anymore. I mean, I get it. We got Bijan. He drafted him 8, but hey, man, that's Cordero been doing this for years now, man, you know. And like you say, Albert, let him learn from him. But yeah, let's do our last player on offense. And we won't even grade the coaches today because we got the dub. So, you know, we'll all get them nice passing grades because, you know, we won the game. But let's do our last player. And of course, that'll be Mr. Controversy himself. Mr. Controversy. It's just amazing that Matt Ryan, who used to be Mr. Controversial, he leaves Atlanta, and Desmond Ritter walks right into his spot. It's now Mr. Controversial. You know, polarizing is probably a better word, Mr. Polarizing. But here we go. And the crazy thing about it, neither one of them have a natural polarizing personality. Neither one of them has a naturally polarizing personality. Hey, man, but, you know, Falcons fans, you know, Atlanta, it is what it is. Desmond Ritter yesterday, let's start with the passing. He was 13 for 21, which I think is about 61%. It's not on here. 168 passes. 168 yards passing. My bad. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Longest pass of the day was for 29 yards. He had a rating yesterday of 63.3 rating. He did have 30 yards rushing on 7 attempts. Longest rush of the game yesterday was for 16 yards. Let me please give you those numbers again because I know there's a lot of numbers going on at one particular time. So, Desmond Ridder yesterday was 13 for 21, 168 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Longest pass was for 29 yards. His rating was 63.3. He also had 30 yards rushing on 7 attempts. The longest rush of the game was for 16 yards. So if you would be so nice and to drop your grades for me for Mr. Desmond Ridder in the comment section, please. What's up, Larry? And y'all make sure to check out Larry also with the Dixon Way. Does some of the best in-game commentary that you're gonna find on the YouTube platform. So make sure to show him some love. Run up the comments, run up the likes. He says a B for Bijan. And David says a C minus. Good drive for the 2-score lead, but 2 picks and only 17 points. Unacceptable. I can dig it. I could definitely dig it. G says a D for Ridder. Albert says Ridder has to get a C plus. Turnovers have to stop, period. But 4 for 4, 73 yards, touchdown, 95 total yards, put us up for good with the best pass of the game to Bijan. That was a great pass. I'm gonna be honest, man. That might have been his best pass as a start in a regular season that I can recall. I mean, because he stood in there, he took the hit, stood strong in the pocket, and delivered a perfect strike. Perfect strike. Now, Bijan did have his man beat by 2 yards. I mean, by 2 steps, so that definitely helped. But nonetheless, that don't take away from the throw that Ridder did. Let's see here. Anthony says a C. He did some good things today. Please cut down the turnovers. I totally agree. Totally agree. Seth says an F, so Seth says just flat out F. So I'm not explaining it. F. With Jay checking in says a C plus. So giving out a C plus there for Ridder. Mike Easer says C plus. He reminds me of how Matt used to force feed Julio. MVGs, what's happening? MVGs says I think Ridder is okay. To be honest, I think Ridder have a bigger personality than Matt. I don't know. They may be about equal. I don't know. Maybe I need to see a little bit more of Ridder. But you might be right. You might be right. But yeah, I'm sorry. Personality Matt. Yeah, he have his turnovers, but he knows how to win games in an ugly fashion. But a win is a win. He gets a C solid. I can dig that. John says a C for Ridder. Keep Ryan away from him. He picked up bad habits. Corey says C. I'm not sure if that's a C or C minus. But for Ridder, he has to cut down the turnovers. I think that's a C. Trey says D, and I'm being nice, so banging on Ridder just a little bit. Big Mike says a C. Uncle Steve's a tight end Russell's favorite quarterback. C. Steve, you know better. Also passing Bijan, great runs, but we can't ignore the turnovers. Let's ring the bell for that. You can't ignore the turnovers because they come so often and sometimes so untimely. Man, I mean, sometimes when them turnovers come, I be feeling good. Like, oh, boy, this is a good game, Russ, and then interception. Just, that's when the cuss words come. Oh, man, let's see. Mac Town says the D doesn't go through his progressions. Draft the hashtag draft the quarter. Let's ring the bell for that, man. Yes, please, Terry Fontenot, get us a quarterback, man. Y'all get a quarterback. C does a D plus. He was shaky, and if it wasn't that punch out, we would be in trouble. Was it for the punch out, we would have been in trouble. Turnover still hurt regardless. They do. Uncle Steve said it best, man. Like you can't ignore them. You can't, especially when they're constant. You know, we all know sometimes every quarterback just gonna have games where he gonna have 3 or 4 turnovers. I've seen Pat Mahomes do this before, but when it's constant and when it's an every game type of thing, you can't ignore that. You cannot ignore it. Manny with the sauce, really gets a D. He barely passing in my book. I can dig it. With Jason, y'all keep up. Y'all keep up with asking for a quarterback. Y'all not giving time for development. This is not a microwave. So Witt coming in, banging on us fans just a little bit. Said, be patient, guys and girls. I can dig it. A1 Phelps a C plus. That throw to Bijan was clutch. and a few other good throws. He bounced back from the interception. Yeah, if he don't get that throw to Bijan, I was ready to give him an F. I'm like, man, this is a terrible performance. This is an F. But the throw to Bijan, it, softened the blow a little bit. C Dub says, I see what you're saying, Uncle Steve. Okay, talking to Steve, my bad. Larry from the Dixon West is ready against a D plus. The defense and the running game as a whole carried this team. If Jesse Bates isn't the best safety in the NFL, the devil is a lie. I can dig it. A1 Fellows says turnover still an issue. Definitely so. Definitely so. MG says, and Ritter still doing better than some of the first round draft picks that's out there playing right now. He better than Love and dude in Carolina. Mr. Bryce himself, Mr. Bryce Young, Bama's own Bryce Young. Larry from the Dixon says the defense plays so well that it's two picks didn't cost us. The pass to Bijan was his best pass as a Falcons quarterback. I think so too. But it doesn't erase the 2 picks, in my opinion. Yeah, we can't. Hey man, we can't forget about those, man. We can't forget about those. Jesus just released the album and said, "Look, man, I may forgive, but I don't forget." That's how we feel about Desmond Ritter and those interceptions, man. They come so often, they just stick out. Manny with the sauces is Manny. Oh, am I not? Oh, Money. Okay. My bad, man. It's Money. My bad. Or Money. Just like just dropped the ear. I got you. My fault. But let's the Falcons fans tell it was some haters. He's a good quarterback. My fault, bro. I said, I'm country, man. You know what I'm saying? Pronunciation, enunciation. How that go. Carlos says his elusiveness and not taking a sack gets a C plus. Dirty Dan says B for Bijan. B for Bijan, Ritter a D minus. He still doesn't see the field clearly, and the turnover still hasn't changed on simple throws. And I think that throw to Bijan was a scare throw, but it worked. You know what? Let's beat the drums on that one right now. Dan said that was a scared throw. It just worked. Sometimes you be in the fight, you be scared as hell, but that scare it boosts your adrenaline somewhere. You just might get a knockout punch. You never know. Carlos says a C plus. Davis says, why do we have to be patient? Texas Bengals Chiefs getting instant results while we wrong for expecting them. Let's ring the bell for that. I do agree. I definitely agree. My dog Thomas Turner's in the building. Says, what's good, ABG? What's the word? Tidy, what's going on, dog? We just finishing up our player grades, man. We graded the offense and also the defense also as well. My says Kitty Cats have a new coach. Who their new coach? Seth said I moved my grade to D, extra credit for 1 point over the average. Okay, I could dig it. Let's see. Dixon West says draft Jaden Daniels, ring the damn bell. Time. Let's yes. Please. That's gonna be our next campaign. We still got our hashtag free Kyle Pitts campaign going. We're gonna have to start the hashtag draft Jaden Daniels campaign as well. Man, please. Trey Allen says for all those talking about development, he's been playing ball his entire life. Either you have it or you don't. Hey, Trey, I can't argue with you on that, bro. I can't argue with you. I cannot argue at all. A1 Phelps says great Jesus album, by the way. Yeah, that Jesus going off, bro. That Jesus album, banging, boy. Y'all ain't heard that new Jesus yet, man. Go check it out, man. Go check it out. I'm about to ask some of these folks give me a little kickback for all this music promotion I've been doing for them lately. But now, shout out to everybody doing the grades with me, man. I appreciate it. Y'all, let me ask y'all this next question. Before I say that, Anthony said, shout out to O-line yesterday. They were moving furniture. Yeah, let's give our entire O-line an A+, please. Because them boy with ball. Like I said, I could have picked up 8 yards on 3 carries yesterday. I could have picked up 8 yards on 3 carries. That's how good the line was. I could have did it. I could have done it. Now we just beat the Baghead Aints. I call them the Baghead Aints. And now that I got to explain this to Falcons fans, but somebody might watch this who ain't down with how we rock with New Orleans. Because they used to wear paper bags on their heads to the games because they was ashamed of their team, and they the Aints. Baghead Aints. That's what I like to call them. But moving aside from that, let's switch gears. I don't want to rain on any kind of parade or anything, And again, I know we just beat our hated rival. We can't stand them as fans. We don't like the franchise. But y'all can we have an honest conversation today or honest discussion? And it might get to a point where it becomes uncomfortable in a sense. You know, and again, I know we're coming off a victory, but can we have an honest conversation? Now, if y'all want to just keep riding away for the victory, I understand that. We can do the honest conversation at a later time. If you just went, hey, Tyler, come on, bro. We just beat New Orleans, cuz. You know what I'm saying? 50 years of hip hop, but I'm still lit. I say that for later on this week. You know, in fact, put it on your damn late night Waffle House show that you like to do. If y'all want me to save it, I'll save it. We'll have it a little later. But if we can have honest conversation right now, you know, with y'all approval, we'll have an honest conversation with y'all approval. So let me know what y'all think, because we one day off of yesterday's game, and people may still be in celebratory mode. And I don't want to dampen any spirits or look like I'm being negative Norris or anything like that. But if y'all cool with it, I would love to have an honest conversation. So let me know what you think in the comments, man. Dixon West, hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Thank you for that, man. Please hit that like button. That's the best way to show me any kind of love, gratitude, appreciation. Or even if you want to just shoot me the finger, hey, just hit the like button after you do it. I understand. Whit J says, and that's why people leave and thrive our fan base. Oh, Whit J, I can't agree with you on that. If you're saying players leave and thrive, I don't think you can blame it on the fan base. See, that comment may become part of our honest conversation also too, because as I love to say, I'm an ambassador of the fan base. I love the Falcons, and I'm an ambassador of the fan base. Like when people say the fan base sucks, I always have to ask them, well, what do you think about the franchise? And be honest with me. If the fan base sucks, my next question is going to always be, okay, well, what about the franchise? What about the Falcons as a franchise? That's always my next question. And with Jay, I'll ask you that same question too. If our fan base sucks with Jay, what about the franchise? That's going to be my next question to you, and I'll wait on your response. But let me see if y'all want to do our honest conversation. Let me see. See, Dove says, let's do it. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's see. Albert says turnovers have to stop, but he got the ball out quicker and used his legs to bench and helped a little also in the fourth quarter. Really clearly has something. They just need to channel that for the first three quarters. Trey Airlines to speak on it. C Dub says, no, let's do this. Nah. Thomas says, honest conversation. Okay. Dixon West, you came to bang. So what you got to say, Toddy? Okay. Dirty Dancers, no, we need to have this conversation. Okay. All right. My dog Matt Times to speak on it. All right. Okay, I got it. It was yes, sir. I had to give them their flowers as they were walking off the field yesterday. Them boys looked like he just did CrossFit. See, Dub said, let's talk, Toddy. Okay, all right. So let's do it then. Let's do it. I see most people saying go ahead and do it. Let's see if anybody got it. Anybody say don't do it. With Jay says I'm ready to debate it. Okay, so let's go with Jay. With Jay came to bang. Let's go. Albert's tight. Everyone knows this channel. We come here to bang on what we want to say. So we definitely ready for your honest conversation. Let's get it. Let's ring the bell. I appreciate that, man. I definitely appreciate that. A1 said, let's talk. MG said our fans are unrealistic. Okay, so let's talk about it, man. Look like everybody in the talking mood. So let's get to it. Corey said, speak now forever, hold your peace. Like, dog, you gonna say this or you gonna not? Barbecue a meal, bro. We here? What you okay, I got you, Corey. Hey, that's both bars. I got it. Johnson, medicine don't always taste good, but it be good. Get the spoon. Okay, let's go, y'all. All right, let's have an honest conversation, y'all. I'm gonna start off by saying this. I've been like a fan of football essentially all my life. I started playing at 5 years old. and I started watching it even at a younger age, right? And with the advent of the internet slash technology, it has really drastically changed on how we talk about um, sports, how we present our opinions. Everything is instant now. Going back to me being a child, when I used to watch, sports with my dad, you know, I still remember him watching the Falcons, you know, and cussing at the TV. you know? And now it's funny how the cycle continues. I be sitting here watching the Falcons, cussing at the TV. But the point I'm trying to make there, shout out to my pops. Point I'm trying to make is I remember there was a time, I think it used to be on Tuesdays, if memory serves me correctly. They would put the NFL stats in the newspaper. Because back then there was no going to ESPN or Yahoo or the stat Muse, all these different websites to get some stats. You had to wait till the newspaper came out. And if memory serves me correctly, it used to come out every Tuesday. I just remember being a little boy, whatever it took. I didn't care about it. I used to like the Sunday paper too, because it used to have the funny section of the comments, I think it was called. But anyway, I didn't care about the newspaper, but 2 days of the week, Sunday and Tuesday, if I'm getting the day right, because I knew they're gonna have the NFL stats in there, and I could look at the stats. I could see who doing what, who the leading rush, who the leading passer, what are the standings. And I just remember being as a child, because I kind of think when you were younger, you can retain information better. And I remember I used to have all these stats memorized. I couldn't do that for nothing now because I got it right at my fingertips. I just get on my phone, whatever I need to know stat, I get on my phone. But I used to memorize all these stats, right? And as I got older, you know, get my driver's license, start messing around with girls, getting jobs, going to school, stuff like that. One constant thing in my life has always been, the love I have for the Falcons, love I have for my team. Because again, I grew up with my dad. He put me on the Falcons. He sit down and he be like I say, he be cussing at the TV. I'm like, I thinking there's a little bit about like, why you watch this team all the time and they just make you upset? You be sitting here cussing all the time. And he, like I say, the cycle continues. But anyway, so there was a time when we used to talk about and debate sports and present our opinions about sports where we didn't have this. There was no microphone. There was no www .youtube.com or facebook.com or twitter. That didn't exist. So when we used to have sports conversation, you used to have it with your immediate circle. I remember like me and my friends and my cousins, my homeboys, when we would talk Falcons football, a lot of times it's at the basketball court. We at the park shooting ball. We talking about Falcons. Of course, me growing up in Georgia, most people were Falcons fans, but you had them stragglers out there. Oh man, I don't like the Falcons. I like the 49ers. I like Walter Payton. I like the Bears. When you're young, that's how it used to go. Or we talk about it playing video games. And I remember the conversations were way more authentic at that time. One thing I think the internet did with sports conversation, now it gave us a great platform, because I look at my analytics sometimes, it be people in different countries that watch this. So granted, I can reach a bigger audience, but I think ultimately the technology, the internet, it watered down the conversations. Because a lot of times now people they put on a mask when they talk sports. Truly expressing how you feel. People don't really do that like they used to do it. I remember that when we used to be playing Manor at the park, we talking about the Falcons. Man, Chris Miller sucks, man. He is not good. We don't need to keep playing Chris Miller. Chris Miller ain't good. We sitting there playing Manor and we just sitting there shooting 3-pointers. Man, Chris Miller is not good, y'all. People would be more open to hear that. back in those days because we didn't have the internet making us put on this mask and try to pretend we the world's biggest Falcons fan. Ain't nobody a bigger Falcons fan than me. I'm the world's biggest Falcons fan. But that's what the internet did. So granted, I can reach people granted, you can reach people in different countries and get a broader audience, a bigger audience, a bigger platform, be known. But the conversations ain't as real anymore. There back when we be playing Madden, talking about the Falcons, because I've been doing this all my life, talking about the Falcons, all my life, literally all my life, talking about the Falcons. Go ask my mama, she'll tell you. Shout out to my mom. But if somebody at the park would have said, man, I don't like Chris Miller. Chris Miller is not good, y'all. I'm telling you, he holding the team back. He ain't good. We shouldn't, like, man. Nobody at the park would have called anybody a fake fan. You'd have never heard that come out of anybody's mouth. Oh, you a fake fan. Nobody playing Madden after school, after we don't watch Rap City or Yo MTV Raps at the time, they'd have, oh, man, you're a fake Falcons fan. Why? Because I don't like Chris Miller. I don't think he's good. Nobody would have had that kind of presentation towards your opinion at the time. And I think that's what the internet has done. People have to make it seem like, well, yeah, I'm the biggest Falcons fan, and you know, I'm always saying nothing but positive things about the Falcons. So, you know, everything the Falcons do is the greatest thing in the world. I remember there was a time we said, man, Andre Bruce is trash. He was trash. That was your opinion. Okay, I may not agree with you, you know, but hey, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion. Man, Gerald Reyes ain't that good. We just overrate him. Back then, people, oh man, you just a fake Falcons. That stuff didn't take place back then. You could have real, honest conversation about your team, but it's harder. It gets harder by the day and by the year to do that on the internet. People, they'll call you a fake fan. You're a sellout. You this, you that. And you're representing, you're rooting for the Falcons. How, like, this is the Falcons we're talking about. Statistically, like the third worst team in NFL history. So do we really think anybody would perpetrate being a fake Falcons fan on the internet? Really? For what? Normally when a team gets quote unquote fake fans or a lot of bandwagon fans, it's normally because they become very successful. They're winning championships. Atlanta Falcons have never done that. I saw the Miami Heat get a lot of fake fans or bandwagon fans or front running fans. I seen it. Alabama Crimson Tide. I seen it with them. I seen it. That's what comes with success. I see a lot of Georgia Bulldog fans them popped out the blue. Well, you didn't rep the Bulldogs back in the day. I've seen it. But that's what comes with success. That's expected. That's a natural thing that's going to happen with success. Golden State Warriors, Chicago Bulls, even back in the day. But who attaches themselves to a notoriously losing franchise like the Falcons? Where do your brownie points come in at? Well, yeah, man, I'm a fake fan of a team who ain't won a playoff game in damn near a decade. It's about to be 2014. Excuse me, my bad, y'all. It's about to be 2024. We haven't won a playoff game since 2017. That's damn near a decade. Who's going to fake the funk to a team like that? There's no glory there. When people want to fake a team, they're going, hey, man, I'm a Kansas City fan. I've seen the bandwagon Kansas City fans pop up. Like, but before Mahomes was here, I didn't see nobody repping Kansas City. Nobody. Now I see people online. I'm a Chiefs fan. Yeah, okay. So I really think the internet really watered down the conversations. You know, or maybe I'm stuck in a time warp as far as that goes, or maybe I just missed those conversations. I still have them. To me, from my experience, the best conversations, I shouldn't say best, that's the wrong word. The most authentic conversations happen outside the internet when you're talking sports. Because like I said, you don't got all these people, and you don't have, the trolling come with it too. You don't have people trolling you. You don't have people trying to tell you whether or not you're a real fan or not. They have been outside the internet. Still to this day, the most authentic conversations. And that's one reason the barbershop is so sacred. Because those were the real sports conversations happening in the barbershop. But the internet has really changed that. Because everybody, it seems like, I shouldn't say everybody, because that means I'm talking about everybody. But a lot of people want to win I'm the biggest Falcons fan award. Because I don't never talk bad about my team. Do. Here. So I'm the best Falcons fan in the world. You mean to tell me? I get it. I know what fan means. Nobody has to give me the Webster's definition of fan. I know what it means based on the definition of it. But are you really telling me that statistically the third worst franchise in NFL history with no Super Bowls, with 28-3 on their resume, and possibly approaching their sixth consecutive losing season, there's no criticism that should be thrown the way of that team? That's how some people are on the internet. You mean to tell me that no criticism should be thrown at that team? Even with yesterday's win, we've lost 6 out of the last 9 games. Even with yesterday's win. And you mean to tell me no criticism should come from that team, or should come for toward the Falcons? I'm telling you, back in 91, 92, they got lit up at the park. They got lit up while we was playing man. And it would have been all in love. Because we all Falcons fans. We ain't questioning no fake fans. We all Falcons fans. Because back then you didn't have no reason to prod or flodge or fake. Oh yeah, but back in the park in 91, oh man, these Falcons, man, boy, this dude ain't good, and this dude, man, this coach, and we super diehard fans, bro. We all congregate to talk about Deion Sanders. We love Deion. We love the uniforms, man. And I use Chris Miller as an example, but there's some people supported Chris Miller. All talked about him, man. Gerald Riggs. Diehard Falcons fans. But we were still losing then. And we get together at the park to play basketball. We talk about, man, what this team got to do to get better, y'all. After school, walking home. Especially during football season. Boy, you seen the game yesterday? Yeah, man, I seen it, bro. We ain't good, man. We not good. We're not a good team. We're not a good team, dog. The quarterback ain't good. Wide receivers, they ain't really good. Outside of Andre Rison, we ain't got no receivers, man. Everybody else, like, we can get rid of these guys. Jeff George can throw the ball far, but, man, you really can't rely on him. We need to bring somebody in for Jeff George, man. Yeah, I know we drafted Chris Miller in the first round, but, dog, This dude ain't had but one winning season. Why we still trying to hold on to him? He's not good. Nobody get called a fake fan. And we were some of the realest, loyalist little bitty boys who was Falcons fans. And I'm using me as an example, but I know all y'all experienced that too when y'all was growing up. The fake fan stuff, like the Falcons got fake fans. On the outside looking in, some people wondering, do the Falcons even got fans? Just being real. I told y'all this is an honest conversation. Those are the days when the football conversation were at their very best. They were authentic. The internet made us all put on these masks. Now the real true conversation ain't there anymore like it used to be back in the day. And maybe I'm being an old head. Hey, old head, them days gone, bro. But they really ain't. Because I still can have those conversations. But I got to get off this device to do it. I gotta get off that to do it. Gotta close the laptop to do it. Because there's always gonna be somebody trying to be the best Falcon fan in the world and tell you, even though you've been rooting for the team probably longer than they've been living, to be honest. Well, you're a fake fan. Oh, all y'all doing is complaining. Yeah, all the Falcons doing is losing. With losing comes complaining. But y'all just keep complaining. We just keep losing too. Well, y'all just keep why y'all just keep complaining? Because we keep losing. When you keep losing, the criticism follows that. I don't think people understand it. When you're losing, criticism follows that. Oh man, all this complaining. Yeah, because we're losing. Rewind back to 2016. Nobody was doing any complaining. Nobody was doing any complaining. Or if they were, it was very little. But that's what happens when you constantly lose. You open up the door to be criticized, to be questioned. That's what happens. It's a natural thing. Now, on the flip side, when you win it, excuse my French, but people shut the fuck up. Excuse my French, people will shut the fuck up. And they'll buy in. When you winning, they will. They will. I'm a living testament of it. I seen it with these Georgia Bulldogs. Us Bulldogs fans, y'all know we just shut the F up now. We ain't doing no complaining. And don't get me wrong, I know it's abnormal to win back-to-back championships. I get that part. But even after the first championship, we like, hey, bro, go Dogs. We done bought in because we winning. We done bought in. But when you constantly losing, people are going to be critical. That's what comes with it. Especially those who are financially vested, emotionally vested. That's natural. That's natural. Because there's an emotional investment there. You've invested yourself emotionally, so you're going to have some reaction toward constant losing and letdowns. Don't mean that person A is a bigger fan than person B. It's just a natural reaction. Now, if you one of those fans that just fall in line with whatever the Falcons do, that's you. But that's the great thing about being an individual. We're all different. We are all different. One of the best classes I've ever taken in my life was at my former employer. I worked there for about 17 years. They would send us to diversity classes. And I swear I gained so much about people attending those diversity classes. Why does this person think like this? Why does this person think like this? Why is their mentality this way? It taught me about individualism. Why we all are different. Why we all think differently. Why we don't all view things out of the same lens. And that's how it is with fans and how they react to certain stuff. And with that said, I want to ask y'all this because this is an honest conversation. And pardon me, I was going on like a little tangent, or I really was just being passionate about what I was saying. So I wasn't looking at the chat, but I'm looking at the chat right now. And if y'all don't mind, how do y'all feel about this team currently? I'm gonna first ask y'all this in the chat, and let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think the Falcons are a good team right now? Do you think? Do you honestly? And remember, we ain't judging each other. Ain't no fake fans and arguing in the comments and none of that because I'm not gonna judge it. This as much as we can make it be, we at the park. We playing 21. We just got out of school. We playing before the lights come on, and we all got to go in. Do y'all think the Falcons are a good team right now? David says we are not a good team. Big Mike is big time disappointed. Do y'all think the Falcons are a good team? That's what I'm asking right now. Y'all think we're a good team? What's up, Coach? Says hell no, we trashed. We trashed 2018. Larry says we are NFC South contenders, but not Super Bowl contenders. Well, let me ask you this, Larry, because that really don't say a lot to me being NFC South contenders, because the division is so bad. So that aside, do you think we are a good team? Do you think you in your own whatever you consider good, like oh boy, this is a good team? And a good team to me normally means you can more times than not depend on them to come through. Good team, good team. Albert says, I think the Falcons are a mess right now. We hired a head coach before we hired a GM, and we still have Richmond K. Richmond K. Man, that's been the talk of this fan base for a minute now, for sure. Of course, it's nowhere not a good team. Sales says we got the best offensive line in the NFL. With Jay says we are mediocre. Anthony Moss says no, we're not a good team. Smitty Sports Machine says we're a well-built team with poor coaching. And if y'all not already following Smitty, make sure to show him some love also on YouTube. Make sure to run up the comments, run up the likes. Definitely one of the OGs of Falcons content creators on the YouTube platform. Shout out to you, Smitty. Raymond Collins is very, very underachieving team. Money with the sauces. We're not a good team. We are a quarterback and a pass rusher away from being a consistently good team. Alberto says we are a good team with our coaching staff. We're a good team with our coaching staff. Need to love the fans more. No passion from the coaching staff. Big Mike says no. C-Dub says we're not a good team. I look at the leadership and I have no confidence that we will win. With Jason Johns won a Super Bowl in a bad division. Just saying. Mac Town said, nope, the Dolls is an example of a good team. Let's ring the bell. Good teams have a consistent winning season, not a 6-year losing season. Corey says we are just a better piece of trash than the other trash in our division. I'm gonna give y'all my answer. This is the honest conversation. This is what I would tell my partners. If we went hooked up on the internet, we just sitting chilling or whatever. We're not a good team right now. We are not a good team right now. Am I saying we're a trash team? No, I'm not. I'm not saying we're trash. Carolina, that's a trash team. But we are not a good team. And that's what it is. We're not a good team. We are 5-6. Who was it? Was it Bill Parcells that once famously said, "You are what your record says you are"? We're a bad team. To be more specific, we are a bad team right now. We've lost to some very bad teams this year. That don't happen to good teams. Don't get me wrong. Every now and then, the sun will shine on a dog's ass. So every now and then, a bad team will beat a good team. That's just how it works. But good teams don't consistently lose to subpar competition like the Falcons do. Once that happens so often, that means you are part of the bad team club. So we are not a good team right now. I told y'all this is an honest conversation. We're not a good team. Can we potentially be better over time? Yeah, of course. 3 years from now, we might be making reservations to go to the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. Who knows? But as of right now, no, we're not a good team. What I've seen from this team the first 11 games, this is not a good football team. And again, this is an honest conversation. So I'm going to be honest on everything I say to you. I'm gonna talk to you just like I would talk if this laptop was closed. Without my mask on, I'm taking off my mask. Just like if you one of my dogs from back in the day that I went to elementary school, like, boy, we ain't good this year, bro. Oh, man, we ain't good, bro. And when some people express their criticism or constructive criticism, all criticism isn't constructive. I'm not trying to say that everybody that says something about the Falcons or being constructive in their criticism. But when you say something and people's first thing is, well, we winning. Oh man, we got to get a new quarterback. Why are you complaining? We winning? We are not winning. At 5 and 6, you are not winning. You're losing. At 4 and 6, you are not winning. You're losing. Oh, so and so they got a 500 record. Oh, yeah, you good being mediocre. You okay with average. You okay with out of 32 teams, you at the bottom of the second tier and the beginning of the third tier. You cool with that. Oh, well, we winning. Yeah, we just beat a team who was also a losing team. Oh, well, we winning. We winning what? They just said before yesterday we had lost 6 out of the last 8 games. How are we winning? We winning what? The fashion show at the game? Because you know our fans, they come dressed in press, and I shout out to the fans in the bins. But what are we winning? We can't honestly say we win. We can't honestly say factual that we winning since the Super Bowl era, since the 28-3 era, when we went to the playoffs consistently. And when I say consistently, consistently is not the right word. Let me take that back. When we went to the playoffs in consecutive seasons, and it ended very abruptly. Didn't make the playoffs in 15, made the playoffs in 16, made the playoffs in 17. That's it. Right back to losing. So that's not even consistently. We just had consecutive seasons of winning. We have been winning consistently since the early Matt Ryan era. And some people, based on their standards, would probably even question if that's consistent winning. So when somebody tells me, or if I hear somebody say, well, we winning, we're winning what? How? When? Point it out to me. Show it to me. So you think because we beat one bum-ass team, one game, criticism isn't warranted? Thinking about the future isn't warranted? You got to be kidding me. And that's what I'm saying when I mean these internet conversations. They're not authentic like they used to be. They're watered down. Again, everybody got to be the best Falcons fan in the world. They're watered down. And I hate to say it because I'm a Falcons content creator. But the best conversations be offline. They be off the internet. Those be the best ones. Because nobody feel the need to put on a mask. If I say, hey, man, this guy just ain't the right quarterback for us, man. No, he ain't it. Well, you just don't like him. You just don't like the man. You always just hating on the man. I don't think he's good. Or he's not good enough to get us where we really need to be. If we want to just be the old regular Falcons like we've always been, okay, yeah, you know. Yeah, he may make one playoff every 4-5 years. But that's what the internet has done. That's what the internet has done in regards to sports conversations. It's not the same when it's not the same when you connected to that Wi-Fi. That's what I'm trying to say. When that Wi-Fi get connected, it's almost like a reality show a little bit. And I'm not saying that's the case everywhere 100% of the time, but more times than not, the extreme vast majority, it's not going to be the same. Like you can have a conversation online with 10 different Falcons fans. And I'm just saying, and I'm sure this applies to all fan bases. I'm just talking about us because we're, Falcons fans. You have a conversation with 10 different Falcons fans at a bar, just kick back, relaxing, having a few drinks, just enjoying yourself. And you get online, that conversation is going to be totally different. Going to be more volatile. Going to be more baseless accusations. More people will actually challenge your fanhood of a team that don't even have a Super Bowl. More people will challenge your fanhood of a team that's never won a Super Bowl. A team that only hosted its first NFC championship in January of 2017. I remember it so well because I was there in attendance. I remember I got to go here because this is the first time we've hosted an NFC championship game. So I want to be a part of it. But people question your fanhood of that. And don't have an opinion on the quarterback. That's a whole different fire. Don't open your mouth to say you're not confident in a quarterback who has more turnovers than touchdowns. Don't you dare say that. Don't you dare open your mouth to say that. You're going to be called a lot more than a fake fan. You're going to be called a lot more than a fake fan if you question what's going on at the quarterback position. They're going to come for you. They're going to attack you. I promise you that. That's what happens when the Wi-Fi gets turned on. They're going to come for you. They're going to attack you. They're going to call you a lot of names. Don't question that quarterback. Don't question the quarterback. Don't you ever do it. Unless you're ready to go to war. Unless you're ready to go on a cyber war, don't do it. Because, boy, Mm-mm-mm. They coming. You're going to feel the wrath. You're going to fully understand what I mean when they say they're going to question your fandom with the Falcons of all teams. It don't matter that you've been rooting for this team for decades upon decades upon decades upon decades. That matters none. It don't matter that you invest so much into this team on a daily basis. It does not matter. It don't matter the financial investment you've made over decades with this team. It don't matter. None of that matters. It's just the fact you didn't fall in line with the internet army and you decided, I don't like what I see from a guy drafted in the third round. Don't you ever say, you know what? If we had a quarterback, I think that would be the difference from me saying the team is bad to, hey, we have a good team. I think the inadequacy of the team lies in that quarterback room with a guy from Cincinnati who the Falcons didn't even think much of themselves because they waited until the 74th pick to get him. And also a lifelong journeyman, midget, 5'8", 5'9", and Taylor Heineke. If we had a real, legit threat at quarterback, hey, man, hey, I think we can do something. I think that'll make us a good team. Hey, boy, we had a real quarterback, boy. Hey, man, they might have to see us in the NFC Championship game, bro. I'm not saying we there to win a Super Bowl yet, but boy, we had a quarterback. Huh. Man, if we had a quarterback, whoo. Here comes one of my favorites. Be patient. Can you believe that? Can you believe they tell Falcons fans to be patient? Be patient. Imagine telling a Falcons fan to be patient. What else have we been doing with all these decades of losing, heartbreak, disappointment? What do you call that? That's not patient. Round for this team day in and day out. It ain't been to a playoff game to watch my team play since 2017. That's not patience. Be patient. Hmm. Being fans of this team, I know some fans want more, they expect more. And some people have just become subconsciously conditioned to accept the mediocrity. They just subconsciously. They become a conditioned to just accept it. Because that's all they've saw in their entire life is room for this team. So if you cool with the quarterback having a 500 overall record, hey man, I just subconsciously I've accepted that. Hey, to me that's good. But to winners, that's trash. Fans have they conditioned themselves just to accept that. But like I say, don't you dare in your life want more out of this team. Don't you dare have higher aspirations for this team than just going 8-9 every year, 7-10 every year, 9-8 every year, going to the playoffs once every 10 years. Don't dare. And like I said, I'm about to wrap this up because we going on 2 hours, man. But don't you never, ever, ever. I remember how I used to go back when I was a young buck, legit, at the park with my friends after school shooting basketball. I remember how authentic and real them conversations was talking about these Falcons. And even at a young age, 12, 13 years old, we knew we wasn't good. But nobody's fandom or fanhood got questioned. I remember the conversations playing Nintendo, Sega Genesis. Yeah, it go back that far. Talking about these Falcons. I just remember how authentic them conversations were. But just remember, don't ever get on Beyonce's internet and talk about that quarterback. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. It's a lot that come with that. It's a lot that come with that. And on that note, I'm out of here. It's been real. Appreciate y'all time, man. Appreciate y'all time. Appreciate the love, man. We'll be back for the Waffle House on Friday night. So make sure to check out the Waffle House. But this was just an honest conversation. It was just an honest conversation. And I could have kept going, but I need to get out of here. It's about 6:00. We might do an honest conversation part 2 soon. Soon. We might do an honest conversation part 2 very, very soon. Y'all be good. God bless. Peace.